Good morning and welcome back to TerraFirmaPunk. Hello, I'm Mr. OneWolfe and I'm going to go through a demonstration of some of the quests that I've been developing for the TerraFirmaPunk mod pack. And I also wanted to let you guys know that I have not forgotten you. Um, I've been working on getting version 11 out. I took a little break over the November holidays, so I'm back at it, and I thought I'd give you guys a little demonstration of some of the more advanced stuff that's going on inside of the pack. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me switch back into first person. Where is that sound? Oh, it's above the trees already. Man, I'm burning daylight. So, um, I went ahead and I set up a couple of chests back here in the trees where I demonstrated pit kiln and some of the other to the quest book. We're going over the quest book. So let's open up the quest book and we'll take a look at what's going on. Whoa, okay. So I've added a few things to the Stone Age, this agricultural, the second chapter. I'm going to go ahead and skip over the second chapter and the third chapter. If you guys want a detailed walkthrough of those, check out, I believe Spud Gun's doing a pretty good example of walkthroughs of these two. Maybe even Woolly Creeper and some of the other guys on the eCube server are doing some pretty good demonstrations of the quest book. But I'm going to jump down here to the chapter 4 where we get into some of the machines. This is going to be from a mod called Cogs of the Machine. I thought it fit pretty well with TerraFirmaCraft, so let's dive into it. And the first thing you want to do is you want to craft a crank. Now the crank is going to be your main tool through the entire chapter. Pretty much all of the cogs of the machine are going to require you to use a crank, and then there's later on there's a more advanced one. So I'm not sure if I'll get into that today, but I'm going to start with some of the basics of how this particular chapter works. And I've gone and set up myself a little bit of stuff that I think I'm going to need just to get started. So for the first few pieces, we're going to need some, let's just go with sticks and stones for now. So let's open up our inventory and we want to find, this is NEI with the word cog in it. And that pretty much covers everything in the cogs of the machine. And I believe that does cover, yeah, I don't see anything else from other mods in here, just cogs of the machine. And what we're looking for is right here. This is the wooden crank. So we want to open up the recipe for that, and it's basically a jagged line of sticks. So let's, I need to make myself a crafting bench. Plop, there we go. So I believe it looked like that. Wooden crank. Now this is going to be a very important tool for us, like I explained before. And there it is. Claim reward. Let's get some more. Is that, are those vanilla sticks? No, those Terraform Craft sticks and some more chestnut. Now the next thing is our first cog, the wooden cog wheel. Let's look at the recipe for that. It's very similar to the Buildcraft gears. Believe, no, it's not. Buildcraft is sticks in the 4 spots and nothing in the corners. So let's go ahead and make ourselves our first cog, and then we'll go ahead and claim that reward. So basically what we've done is the crank gets you enough parts to build yourself a cog. And again, we get some more wood. We also get some more reputation. So there's some more wood. Now the next thing we really want to do is we can either go down this path, but this one is going to lead us to pretty much straight across to the rest of the machines. These others aren't really that big of a deal. This one's pretty cool for fun. allows you to place your cogs off of walls or even above the ground. So let's take a look at the recipe for that one. It looks like it's 2 sticks. I believe the recipe may not be working. Nope, it works just fine. Great. Okay, so what this does, well, actually, let me get a little bit further along. Let me make a couple more cogs. Let's go 3 more cogs because we're going to need those later on. And these are a pretty cool device. You can actually put them on the ground. Let's get rid of that flower for now. You can put them on the ground, and if you use your wooden crank, they turn. And if you place other cogs next to them, you place it and they all turn. Yeah, good. I don't need a pickaxe to pick them up. You can also put them up the side of walls and they turn. You can even put them in upside down, so that's pretty cool. And the wooden rod allows you to put it on a flat surface. I think I'm going to need another wooden rod. Let's make another wooden rod here real quick. And you place that on there, and you got to turn it with the crank. So you turn it with the crank and they turn. And the nice thing is you can walk through these. So you can put your cranks up or your gears up, and it's all right. I haven't really found any uses or necessities for this rod, but it's kind of cool. So let's move on to what's the next thing on our book. Oh, we need 4 rods to complete that quest. Let's make a couple more. Actually, just make 4 more. Because the book won't recognize that we've done these. You have to have 4 altogether in your inventory. And there's a nice little arrow. It plants a redstone torch wherever you shoot it. So, next thing in the list. I thought that... Okay, that didn't open up anything else. But the important part is let's get this one working. Let the stone do the work. This is called a stone pounder, and this is going to allow you to move into the rest of the the rest of the cogs devices. It allows you to make certain parts that you're going to need. So let's check out what the pounder requires. Our pounder is going to require a piston, some iron ingots, or brass ingots. Now, I'm not sure if the piston... Yeah, the piston takes a double ingot of bronze, any kind of bronze. So, and some planks and any kind of cobblestone. So let me grab those materials and I'll be right back. Okay, night passed, I slept in a bed, and I've got some of those materials I was talking about right in here. Let me grab some of these, and let's go ahead and craft up a piston. So any cobblestone, I believe, any lumber, and then any double bronze ingot should give us our piston. Okay, so back to cog. What else did the pounder require? Okay, wood, any smooth stone, and then brass ingots and a wooden cog wheel. So let's go ahead and make up another cog like that. And then let me grab the brass that I've got. Cog, piston, 2 brass ingots, wood, and then any smooth stone. There we go. Now we have this pounder, and like I said, it's going to allow us to make other parts, and I'll show you guys those in a second. Okay. Oh, I did get this back. Let's grab this flour out of the way. Now the pounder's got a really interesting way to set it up. So let's place it here, and then what we have to do is we have to dig a hole underneath it. And I should have grabbed a shovel. Oh, I'm actually getting clay balls back from without a shovel. I thought you had to have a shovel. Alright, so there's that. And then you also need to attach your cogs to one of the sides like this. And as you turn it, you'll see that block rising up and smashing to the ground. Now let me see if I've got any more clay. I do. Now, in order to not starve, wow, hunger disappears quickly in this. Okay. So, in order to move on to the next piece, we're going to need to have the pounder. Let's go ahead and claim that pounder quest first. Yeah, we're going to want some clay at this moment. Might be better to grab these, but I don't have the means to turn them into anything at this moment. Well, other than a vessel. So we've got... This is TerraFirmaCraft clay. Okay. So we can stick things in here, into this pounder, and it will smash them into other things. I don't know if we can... Nope. I do know that you can put clay in it, and you're going to want to put a block of clay in it. And if you put clay in a shape like this, if you put 5 clay in your crafting grid, you're going to get a clay block. So you have to have a 3x3 at least. Now, you stick the clay block in here, and that is going to turn it into what's called compressed clay. And you're going to need to bake up your compressed clay into these claystone blocks to get your foundry. And I believe the foundry is the next item on the list. No, the blob in the block. Okay, so we're going to make some blobs and some blocks. And it's going to place those down, and it's going to smash them. And if we look in its output, there it is. 2 compressed claystones. Let's check our quest. How many did we need? Claystone, claystone. Okay. Another thing we're going to need for cogs of the machine is we're going to need, for the foundry, if we look at it again, we're going to need iron ingots or wrought iron ingots, and we're going to need a furnace. This is a vanilla furnace. These are not normally available in TerraFirmaCraft, but I went ahead and opened up the recipe. So it should be, actually, let me check it again. I need rhyolite, basalt, andesite, or granite, or gabbro. Any of the igneous, I believe it's igneous intrusive. It's one of the igneous rocks. It's the same stone that you need to craft yourself your first anvil. So there we are. We have our furnace. Now we're going to need to place the furnace down and put the compressed clay in there and grab some charcoal. The TerraFirmaCraft charcoal does work in the furnace now. So we're going to bake this up into what are the claystone blocks. Now I think for the foundry we're going to need 5 of them. So let me get 2 more of those and some more of those. Stick them in the pounder and activate the pounder. And once I've got everything cooked up and pounded up, I will be right back. Okay, I have got 5 claystone blocks. And over here, I just happen to have, every once in a while, zombies will drop iron ingots. So if you're lucky enough, you might actually be able to get 2 iron ingots at this point. There are also ingots you can find in chests, and there may be other ways that you'll be able to acquire ingots as you progress through the quest book. So I happen to have a couple of iron ingots here. Let's go ahead and make up our foundry. So wrought iron ingots or iron ingots will work like that. And there is our foundry. Let's go ahead and claim the quest for it. Why didn't it give me the claystone? Never mind, I'll be right back. Okay, I needed 2 claystone, and for some reason I only seem to happen to have 1 in my hand at any given time. So it didn't quite accept it. Let's go ahead and pick a pick mold for now. So let's put these together. Back out. So it opened up, there's our foundry quest. We're going to want to pick, well, actually, let's grab iron. We've got quite a bit of zinc and copper, but here's what I was talking about. You'll be able to get iron as you go along, but for this, you have to have a piece of iron before you can get a piece of iron. So let's claim that. Exit out of there. We've got some more cogs. We've got some iron fragments. Now, the foundry, I don't believe it requires cogs to operate, or at least it didn't appear to the last time I tried it. All you had to do was put in some charcoal, and that should work. So we're going to want to make up some brass here. I'd like to make up some brass, but alright, so we're going to need, for brass, we're going to need copper and zinc, and I have some copper ingots from TerraFirmaCraft, and they should melt up in this foundry. So it does recognize them as copper, but let me grab some zinc, and I'll be right back. Okay, I managed to make up some zinc from TerraFirmaCraft, and this should mix in the foundry just fine and make you some brass. There we go. Let's put a little bit of copper, some more copper in there. And there we go. That should be enough. Now, the next quest we're looking at, bits and brass. We need to make some brass plates for this one. And then we get to choose between some rivets, some more tin, and some more zinc. So to make the brass plates, we select one of these 2 options. And here's the plate option. This other one will give us ingots. But for this quest, we're going to want brass plates. And then we deselect it. So we got 4 brass plates. That should give us enough for our quest. Let's go ahead and do that. Grab the quest. I'd like to get some more zinc right now. I really don't need any tin, but let's grab some more zinc and see what other quests have popped up. Okay, we've got a quest for an iron cog. It gives us a plate. Let's take a look at that recipe. Iron cog requires a lot of iron. Now we can use TFC iron, or we can use vanilla iron. Either one works fine. You know what? I'm going to go down this other line. So a lever on a gear. So it should be cobblestone and a stick. There we go. And a lever and a gear. Ta-da! That should work. Claim that. We get our lever back. Next, it glows. Oh, Here's the very important thing that we needed to get to. The timekeeping device, the pendulum. I forgot about that. So before you get into the galvanized zinc, gold, lead, yeah, you're going to need to go through the pendulum first. That's a very important machine right there. Pendulum requires some glass, some gears, and some wood and a wooden rod. So I didn't prepare any glass, I don't believe. Nope, doesn't look like I set up any glass. So I'm going to sleep off the night and I'll get some glass and we'll be right back. Okay, I managed to grab a piece of glass. Let me get back into my cogs. What do I need for this? Glass at the bottom, cobble in the middle, stick wood. Okay, so let's put a gear here, a stick, cobble, glass, and we'll put the wood like that. Now I'm going to need some more gears, at least two. So let me grab two of those. And it does, oh, there's that. I still need another piece of wood. Okay, 1 second. Okay, let me get one more gear here, like that. Now the pendulum is facing dependent. It always has this gear on the one side. The other side doesn't. It's flat like that. So you want to put your gears here on the side of your pendulum. And then you just smack it with the wooden crank. Oh, and you can actually see the gears turning inside. I hadn't seen that before. Let me take a better look. Little gears turning inside. Okay, that's cool. I need to drop off some of this extra stuff that I've been picking up. I don't need that. I don't need the extra lever. And as you can see, the pendulum continues to keep working. I have yet to see the pendulum run down, but it will keep our pounder going and going and going. So let me add a couple more clay balls to it, or clay blocks to it, and just keep going. So we've got our pendulum. The next thing, let's grab the reward from it. Let's grab some more zinc. Claim that. It glows. Wooden cogwheel and a redstone torch. Redstone torch. Redstone seems to be somewhat prevalent in TerraFirmaCraft. I found quite a bit of it, so it shouldn't be too hard to acquire. And there is our wooden cogwheel, or our glowing cogwheel. Now let me show you how the lever and the light work. So if you don't want to disable the pendulum all the time, but you want to leave it on, but you don't want to have to break the block every time, just put a lever like that. The pendulum still swings, but none of the cogs move. And then the detector cog simply emits a redstone signal, just like a torch, I believe. Yep, just like a torch, it emits a redstone signal whenever the cogs move. So you can make some pretty fancy devices out of it. So let's get on to the next part of the cog. What I was trying to go for was this here, this perfect fitting, the brass cog. That's going to be the important one right here. This iron stuff leads on to some more complicated iron machines and steam powered. So your pendulum is going to be your main power source for quite a ways, at least until you're able to get to the final power source, which is, I believe, the steam power. So, cogs again. We're looking for is the brass. And the brass requires some brass plates and some brass ingots, which I believe we've already got. Oh, I forgot which way it went. In the corners. Plates in the corners and ingots in the middle. Like that. Now, was it only one or did we need two? Just the one. Okay, let's grab some more zinc. That will allow us to make some more brass. But next on the agenda is we can also go with gold or the brass rivets. And that will get us an iron ingot. So it will also get us some more brass, I believe. The brass rivets, we're going to need a lot of brass rivets. And the brass rivets, plates, and ingots. And I've got just enough for, wow, that gave us 8. Wow. I was not expecting that. Okay, that'll give us that. And so let's grab some more copper. We got ourselves an iron ingot. And that's one of the ways that you can get to this galvanized, is by going through some of these other quests, picking up your iron and getting an iron ingot from here, and that'll unlock this. Some of this other stuff may be useful also later on. Let me see if I can get to that point in this video. I may have to do some cutting up here along the way. So let me throw in that and one of these and see what that gets us. Still too much. So we're going to need some more copper. Let's throw in another copper ingot and another copper ingot. Get us some more brass. There we go. Okay, what's next in the book? The fan. All right. Fan, propeller, I believe is what it's called. I'm not seeing it. There it is. Propeller. We're going to need some leather. And you can also do this with all TerraFirmaCraft materials. But I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead. I don't want to have to deal with hunting down a bunch of animals. There were some pigs over here earlier. And then crafting up some barrels and making the leather. It could take several days. So I will quickly go ahead and skip to the propeller, and I will be right back. Okay, after a short time, I now have myself a nifty little propeller. So let's go ahead and check out how that quest turned out. We have silver, gold, zinc. I'm not sure. I'm thinking we may need some gold. I've got more than enough zinc right now, so I think I may want to try and get some gold. Ah, now we have the gold ruler, and here's the gearbox that I was referring to. You're going to need quite a bit of iron for the gearbox. But let's see what the ruler gets us. Some more iron. Great. And a brass cogwheel. Ruler. Folding ruler. There it is. Iron or brass. We've got ourselves some brass rivets already. So let's go ahead and make one of those up. Rivet. And some sticks. Alright, gold ruler. There's our 2 ingots that we could have gotten our galvanized quest with, but we don't. We want to save it for a little while. Let's get some iron. We're just going through the quests like crazy here. I don't believe I can put my iron fragment in there. Nope. Let me break some more brass plates, and I'll be back with you guys in a second. Okay, and now I have 3 iron ingots. Now that's going to be very important for the mechanical board quest. And once again, I need to eat. So let me just grab a little quick bite there. We completed that. What does the spring get us? The spring gets us some more fragments, and then one of these iron cables. This iron cable is going to be very important. What do we need for the spring? Spring are 3 brass ingots, and I still have 3 brass left over. So there's our 2 springs. What did we want? We wanted to grab an iron fragment. And gold. If we can make 4 gold cogwheels, that'll get us some more iron. What do we want? Okay, this isn't going to help us much along our way. But we want to get to this mechanical board here. This is going to be a very important piece for the next continuation. And what we're going to need are these iron cables and a bunch of brass. And that's why these iron pieces were important. The iron cables take string, plates, and iron, and it gives us 3. So let's see if we can make a see how many plates we can make. We want to go to plates. So from our 3 ingots, I'm thinking it's going to get us, yeah, it's going to get us 6 plates. Wow. Okay, so we're doing all right there. All we needed now is some spider string, and I don't believe I had any stored up. So once again, I'm going to have to go off and kill some spiders, and I will be right back. Okay, I managed to get a little more string than I needed. So what we're going to need to do next in making our mechanical board is to go ahead and make some of these iron cables. So we're going to need plate, 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 string, string, string. Okay. Plate, 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 string, string, string. Alright, there's our 3 of those. And I believe the recipe was like this. And brass. There we go. There's our mechanical board. So, as you can see, now I know for a fact we're going to need some slime balls later on. We're also going to need some iron bars. So, depending on which way you really want to go, and you're going to need some springs. So, this is a really tricky part right here, picking which one you're really going to want. I'm going to pick the springs for now, and we'll see where that goes. So that opens up a bunch more quests. What hides beneath the surface, the wind me up, and moves like the wind. Now, I've shown you guys how to get from Let's Get Cranking all the way to Gears of the Machine, and if you follow through the quests, it actually helps you out getting to this point, because some of the materials like the vanilla iron are fairly difficult to get a hold of in TerraFirmaCraft. So the quest book kind of helps you out getting to this point, but from here on you guys are on your own. So let's hold up our little gearbox, turn around, and this is OneWolfe's playing a little tutorial on how to get started with Cogs of the Machine in TerraFirmaPunk. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.